Okay, in this section we're going to talk about water and its properties. Water has amazing properties, and we're lucky that it covers 3/4 of the earth because it moderates our climate and our temperature on the earth because of this really unique property. So let's talk about the properties. So water has these really cool high surface tension and low vapor pressure water. Remember, vapor pressure is how much gas particles are jumping off the top of the surface of the liquid water. And water is like key to why we can have life on the planet. Water has these really unique properties. It's kind of sticky. It likes to stick to itself because it has this thing called polarity. This polarity is very important, and so I need you to know this. Water, remember, is 1 oxygen, 2 hydrogens. This side of the molecule is slightly negative, so we use this symbol for that. And we also use these arrows. The plus side of this line means this side is partially positive. Hydrogens are partially positive. And this end means that this side of the molecule is partially negative. So we use this arrow, these arrow things, or we use these sigma negative signs and sigma positive signs. And we can just use one overall arrow to show that this side is negative, slightly negative, and this side is slightly positive. It's not a full +1 or -1 charge, just part of a charge. And all these drawings are showing the same thing, that this side of the molecule is partially negative, this side of the molecule is partially positive. So it's like a little magnet. So if there's another water molecule nearby, it's going to want to be attracted to one side of the water molecule based on its polarity. So this bond between here and here is polar. This side, because oxygen is more electronegative, it grabs the cloud of electrons between these two and pulls it towards itself. We talked about that a while back. And so hydrogen is slightly uncovered of this cloud, and so this side's partially positive. There's a big cloud of electrons over here because oxygen's power, and it pulls the cloud towards itself, so this side's more negative. Very important concept. We need to know bond polarity and then the polarity of the whole molecule. So, as we said, this side is partially negative, and then this side is partially positive, and then it's going to be attracted to other molecules because of that. So, remember, this side is negative, this side is positive of this molecule, so they're going to orient themselves together so that they are attracted to each other, to the correct side of the molecule for another molecule. So they're going to be attracted. And these little dots, you're going to see a lot in chemistry, means that they're attracted to each other by something called the hydrogen bond, because of that partial negativity and positivity of the molecule. So this polarity gives water a lot of cool characteristics. It has a high surface tension and a low vapor pressure because of that. So surface tension is a pulling inward of a liquid surface. So that's why we have teardrops, and we have a skin on the top of. If you fill a glass really, really high, even higher than the top, the water can hold on to each other because it's attracted to each other. And that's called surface tension. So water has a really high surface tension, and because of that, these little bugs can walk on the top of it because the top of the water has a skin to it. All these water molecules are pulling towards each other, and that's why we can have a drop of water. So a surfactant is something that interferes with that hydrogen bonding, and so soaps and detergents do that. So that's why we are always saying wash your hands to clean your hands off, because the surfactant interferes with the molecules of oils and fats and greases and viruses and bacteria. Interferes with that and is able to wash those things away using a surfactant. It reduces the surface tension. So vapor pressure, remember, is how much little particles of the liquid are jumping up into the gas phase, and water likes to stick to itself, so it does not want to jump up into the gas phase. So that was talking about hydrogen bonding. Now we're going to talk about how water is in solid state. And water in a solid state has a really cool structure. And we know that because of the structure, it's less dense than water, so it can float on top of water because the density is lighter. So it's water as a liquid is 1 gram per cubic centimeter. That's something you need to know. But ice is a little bit less dense than that, so it's able to float on the top. It's got a cool structure on the inside. It goes into these hexagons, and when it's a solid, and it makes really cool patterns of snowflakes. So it's got an airy, open structure, so it's less dense than water because water is just all willy-nilly put together. When ice melts, that collapses, and then the water molecules are more densely packed together. So let's try this a little quiz, see what you know about water. What's the unusual property of water? This is all due to hydrogen bonding. Okay. Next one, surfactant does what? Good job. Interferes. And ice is less dense because? Alright, so I hope you learned a little bit about water. Water's amazing. I could go on and on forever, but I know it's not as super exciting to some people as to me. So just know water has tons of great properties, and it makes it so great for us to use in chemistry, and it keeps us alive on Earth. Alright, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.